Blessed love and blessed day, oh boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fight nation. It's Coach Fight and this is real life boxing. And in this video, we're going to talk about Errol Spence. We're going to talk about Errol Spence making a full recovery after the car accident and after the eye injury, because it seems like those are the things that people were leaning on, or that people, were saying we don't have the same Errol Spence. This is not the same Errol Spence. But before we get into it, I'm going to ask you guys to show me your best 1-1-2, best double jab straight down the pipe. For me, it's the right hand, but for others, it's the left hand. Best double jab straight down the pipe. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when all content is being uploaded on the channel of Real Life Boxing. Look at the belt. This is the real replica. No, I never won the WBC. Hey, I wish I could have got a chance to fight for the WBC. But anyway, they got him online and you could buy him. And I'm collecting boxing items and collectibles. So here we go. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's get into it. Errol Spence, absolute great performance last night. I'd have to say that was one of Errol Spence's best performances, maybe the best performance of his career. The Kell Brook, his performance in Kell Brook fight was pretty good. Even though Kell Brook was outboxing him, Errol Spence made the necessary adjustments to stop Kell Brook and break up his eye orbit as well. Shout out to Herbalife Nutrition. I'm an Herbalife Nutrition coach and Herbalife Nutrition athlete. If you want to get down, link will be in the description of this channel. But anyway, let's continue to talk about Errol Spence. I know he had the car accident a few years ago, flipped the Ferrari, got thrown out of it. It's all on video. You can pull that up on YouTube and watch the crazy car accident. Everybody was like, wow. I mean, this was a devastating, deadly car accident. Most people would not have survived that car accident. And, Errol Spence was just in the grace of God that he happened, to survive the car accident. Shortly after that, well, he came out of the car, the car accident, spent a long time recovering, got his shit fixed up. He lost some teeth, got his piece fixed up, and then went to fight. I can't remember if the Sean Porter fight was after the car accident and all that. I think the Sean Porter fight was after the car accident. But he went to war with Sean Porter, dropped Sean Porter late. A lot of people thought that fight was very close and that fight could have went either way. And then he came back against Danny Garcia. And to me, Danny Garcia fought a very tentative fight. As my man Dennis from the gym said, Danny left my hands in Philly Garcia. So we didn't really get, at least I felt like, Danny Garcia didn't really push much or didn't really show up in that fight. So we didn't really get, he didn't hit Errol Spence with too much over the top. Everybody was seeing how Errol Spence would react once he got cracked in the mouth, once he got, whatever. He didn't have the eye surgery at that point, because the eye surgery came when he was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao, which was after the Danny Garcia fight. He was scheduled to fight Manny Pacquiao and then had to pull out of the Pac-Man fight because of the eye injury when he went to see the doctor right before the medical check that they did right before the fight. I mean, it was literally like a week before the fight. He had to end up pulling out because of the T-tash or torn retina or whatever it was. He had a retina injury, had to have surgery, and came back. And this was his first fight back since the surgery, and, well, not necessarily the first fight back since the car accident, but the eye surgery. And a lot of people thought that he wasn't even fully recovered from the car accident when he fought Danny Garcia. And him himself said that he wasn't fully recovered, but he wanted to get back in there and he wanted to hurry up and fight. So him and said that he's on borrowed time. He wanted to get back there and fight, so he took the fight. But he said he wasn't 100%. So what I'm saying is that in this fight, I watched the fight over again today. He seemed to be completely 100%. Now, he was the dominant alpha in the fight, but like I said, Ugas did not come in there to lay down. Ugas was trying to counter over the top. Ugas was, trying to hit him with that right hand that he got comfortable with in the Manny fight. But Errol Spence was taking him. He had the glove up here. He was catching most of the right shots that Ugas was throwing, but Ugas did hit him with some flush right shots. And I think it was in the 7th round. That was Errol Spence's best round, where he just went completely gung-ho on Ugas. It was the round after Errol Spence got his mouthpiece knocked out. He just went completely gung-ho on Ugas. And in the exchange late in that round, Ugas hit him with a solid right hand. Solid. And I mean, Errol Spence smiled, walked right through it, and got right back to business. Another thing is Errol Spence just, religious to the body. And the referee warned him multiple times. And I kept saying it in my live. It doesn't matter if the referee wants him or not. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if the referee wants him or not. Errol Spence is not deterring from the mission at hand, which is to go to the body. Religious body puncher. And he wasn't stopping. Referee even warned him, like in the round that they ended up stopping the fight, or the round before that. And Spence wasn't having it. Spence was not gonna stop going to the body, and I already knew that, so I knew the ref was kind of wasting his time. Giving Spence all those warnings, you know what I mean? Because Errol Spence, he wasn't having it. He wasn't about to come off of the body shots. That's his whole game. And broke Ugas down. Man, I'll be honest. Even if I was expecting Errol Spence to win the fight, which I was expecting him to win the fight, I called it. In my fight predictions, I said he's gonna win either, whether it's a stoppage, whether it's a split, whether it's unanimous, whether it's majority. Errol Spence is gonna win, and so said, so done. I didn't expect him to just destroy Ugas like that, but then again, I didn't really expect Ugas to just try to sit in the pocket with Errol Spence. But I knew that if that was the game plan that Ugas was gonna do, if he was gonna let Errol Spence dictate the pace of the fight and let Errol Spence turn the fight into that type of fight, I knew that it wasn't gonna go well for Ugas. But I didn't know it was gonna go that bad, though. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, Errol Spence really put a beating on him, and I knew from early in the fight, once I seen that Ugas's defensive strategy was to stand there and shell up when Errol Spence let his hands go. I knew that wasn't going to be a good game plan for Ugas, because Errol Spence, he's just going to, he might have started off the fight, thinking and being tentative, trying to find his range, trying to find his timing. But once he figured out that when he stepped in and closed the distance, that Ugas was just going to stand there and shell up, and he was like, shit, at that point, it's a kid in a candy store. You know what I'm saying? He started really sitting down on those punches, and really, I mean, his head position when he's going for the punches. Sometimes when he swings the straight left hand, he steps over and leaves his head in the middle of the pocket. But his defense after that and his awareness after that is very good. A lot of fighters that make that mistake, y'all hear me talk about that all the time, when the fighter throws the rear hand and steps over, because they're out of range, or because, they didn't time it properly. They miss, and they don't want to go completely off balance, so they step over and end up being in the opposite stance. For Errol Spence, when he throws his left hand and steps over, it leaves him as an orthodox fighter. But what he does immediately after that is he'll dip down in case there's a counter coming, and then he immediately takes 2 steps backwards, and he does that religiously, and that works for Errol Spence. A lot of people, when they throw that hand and cross over, they don't make the initial defensive move to stop the counter. Usually people step over, throw that hand, and get stuck right in the middle and get hit with the counter. Errol Spence, he did a few times now when Ugas was going to the body, like right at the end of the fight. But other than that, he just looked crazy strong, crazy sharp, just great stamina and great physical shape. I gotta say that with him, having a nutritionist this time, that it definitely helped. I could see the difference right off the back, during the weigh-in. To me, during the weigh-ins, when it gets time for weigh-ins, he looks all sucked down. His face looks sucked down. He didn't look like that this time. And me, like I said, I'm big on nutrition. Always talking to the kids in nutrition. I mean, in the gym about nutrition, and we do Herbalife Nutrition over here. #1 weight loss nutrition company in the world. Get with it. I'm gonna leave the link in the description of this video. But yeah, man, Errol Spence, looked like the big fish, and looks like he's on Terrence Crawford, next fight, and it's gonna be a great fight, and I'm excited for it. And I've always had Bud Crawford, over Errol Spence, but my God, Errol Spence literally looks better than he did, like before. So it looks like an even better version of Errol Spence. Like, to me, that was a better version of Errol Spence than when he fought Kell Brook. So yeah, either way, it's gonna be a tough fight. It's gonna be a great fight. Can't wait for it. You guys tell me what y'all think. You guys tell me, how did Errol Spence look to y'all in the comment section, and tell me what y'all think about Errol the Truth, man down, the big fish Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford. And until then, y'all already know, man. Keep fighting your fight and protect yourself at all times, man. This Coach Fight. This is real life boxing. Peace and one love.